This was something that still not understood. It wasn't understood in the beginning because they used to get kids at school to bring in steel bands and samosas and saris and God knows what, and say, "Oh, look, we've done multiculturalism," and the mums would come in and show how they cook at home, but that's not multiculturalism. Multiculturalism is there's certain things you can keep and do, and there's certain things we all have to do together. Now we've got to obey the law. We got to, obey common practices and so on that don't discriminate against people and that kind of thing. But some people can worship where they want to worship and marry who they want to marry and so on and so forth. But in offices, and you go in places now, you see prayer rooms. We used to see that before. Hospitals, universities and so on. Somebody who needs to pray can go in that room and pray. They got chaplaincies and that sort of thing. Nothing wrong with that. It's when you think, we've got a nice office here, we all kind of like smoke or we all go to the pub, and the last thing we want is somebody coming in who don't do what we do or eat meat or anything. Once you start sort of weeding out difference, you're down the slippery slope. You're back to the monoculturalism. Things work really well when there's a vibrancy of variety, of difference and diversity. But you're working to one goal, and you know what the goal is. You're adhering to the rule of law. You're adhering to all of these things, democracy and so on. So we've never had integration programs in Britain, and that's been a real problem. That's come back to bite the system. They see it maybe too expensive to really induct people into how Britain runs and what is expected. So you have all sorts of things going on in an uncontrolled way, and then people see other people as so different that they don't want them in a close environment, so they put up barriers and walls around them, like not in this office, not in this organization. And to become inclusive is basically one of the biggest planks of the multicultural kind of idea. If you're not inclusive, then multiculturalism doesn't happen. Forget what people are doing when they're praying or where they go to pray and stuff like that. That's something else outside the main kind of structure. Unfortunately, in certain quarters of society, people just won't have people of other faiths, race, and so on. These are things that need to be sorted. If you're going to have an inclusive society, you need to have something that welcomes people. You're welcome here, you can come here, but these are the rules. But we want you here. We want you to. And these are the rules that have never featured. The integration programs have never happened in Britain. People have come in through all stages, for all reasons, and they're either noticed or they're not noticed. Most of them are put on a scrap heap in places where no one else wants to live, and that's their experience.